witches? Okay. Good morning, witches. What a fine Saturday this is. Am I right? Am I right? Nothing like an early morning tech gremlin takeover to like waken up the nervous system. Hi. This is a daily divination ceremony where we are asking specifically where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice. All right. And this is a collective divination ceremony. And I only read for witches, specifically for neurodivergent, black sheep, cycle breaking queerdos. And so this reading is curated for that very specific demographic. If that's you, hi, welcome to my circle. You are very much not alone. There are so many of us. And we are gathering at on an app that we created. Bunch of, again, witches with like raging ADHD all got together to create an app that is like an astral temple for those whose special interest is in the occult and magic and the deeper mysteries of witchcraft. And we are collectively working at repairing our relationship with our lives and our practice. We've been doing this for a long time. And yeah, if you are, again, new, you just kind of like dropped in and you come to that app space, we've been doing this a long time. So there's a lot going on. This isn't something that is, oh, I had this great idea and we just started it. This is an entire ecosystem that stretches all over the world of specifically, again, neurodivergent black sheep cycle breaking weirdos. If you get in there and you're overwhelmed, or you get in there and you're like, man, I got some questions about what y'all got going on here. What we've done is Silver, who we call the professor, they are available for resonance calls for a quick 15-minute chat where they can answer any questions that you might have about what we're doing, our motivations, our agenda, where you can get additional information, whatever you want to do with that 15 minutes, they have made themselves available to you. You can schedule time with them by going to that cool little widget thing, and schedule time with them. The whole thing about this ecosystem is it is a matriarchy. It is very different than what you are accustomed to. It's a completely different culture than what you have been raised around. It is a culture that all of us are neurodivergent. That's the norm for us. All of us are fracking psychic. That is the norm. We're all just psychic in different ways. So a key component to navigating these spaces is being brave, being sincere and authentic. You don't have to mask in this space. We can see through it anyway. Just be real, ask real questions. You are not going to get a puffed up, over sensationalized answer. You're going to get answers that are rooted in science and tradition and experience. So, hey, Arrow. So go ahead, Ocean. You could put that. Arrow is also one of the unbound witches of Bright and Dark. So hi, Arrow. The only reason I knew that that was a widget is because Ocean just said it, just told me before we went live that they have a widget that they can post for that. So thank you, Ocean, for helping me look really awesome. It is a team effort for sure. Claire, if you go to that little widget right there at the top of the screen, that will take you right to be able to schedule a chat with Silver. Silver will be able to direct you to where you can fit in. So you ask them whatever questions you have. They know everything about the operations of Bright and Dark, and their specialty is in helping you explore your magical practice. And so they'll get you plugged into where, think of it like a guidance counselor. Think of them like a guidance counselor for this specific journey. And sometimes we just need someone to ask questions. So there you go. Another opportunity that you're going to have, there's a lot of opportunities for you to plug in and engage in this international community of witches. Free and public. We don't want your money. We want you. Yes, there are paid programs, but those paid programs are intense. You're getting a lot for what you invest, and all of the proceeds from everything that's going on that you have to actually pay for goes directly to the operations of the resource center. So, there. Sir, people are watching. Cats, shameless. All right, let's go ahead and get going in our ceremony this morning. I have a full day of farm chores at Weird Brook. Today and tomorrow are the last big push to finish the hugelkultur beds that we are planting a food forest in for this year at this 80-acre homestead. And whew, boy, howdy, am I feeling the work in my body this week. It's been a lot. It has been a lot. I have not shoveled that much soil since I was in my 30s, and I am no longer in my 30s. So there. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Does anyone remember the reading we did yesterday? Because they do flow into each other. Where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? Ocean is our mod god for the day. Thank you, mod god, for bestowing upon us this clarity. I love that, man. If that worked in real life, that would be so cool. What did I need to remember? Oh, yeah. Boom, clarity. I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, May you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one. For my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space. For our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. And now we make a declaration of intention. What are we doing? I choose now, in this moment, to align with my whole self, to pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power. And I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour. Because I am home. What does I am home mean to you? All of you. There's a reason I use that. It's one of those phrases that is very, what is the word? It means something different to a lot of people. One thing that neurodivergent witches have in common is this deep longing to go home. They don't, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like home because they haven't had such a great home life, but that there's this, the longing is there even though it doesn't make any sense. And some people interpret it as being right, being themselves, like I am my own home, or no matter where I am home, or I am a home, right? When I first started including this in this incantation, uh, one of the things that the questions that kept repeating was, how would you engage with your life differently if this was your fucking house? If you were like, no, this is my house, right? I am home. I am not an outsider. I am not a visitor from somewhere else come to save everyone. I'm home. How would you engage with your life differently if you like owned that? So, and of course it's evolved over the years. The meaning is very what interpretive. So, ooh, Heather, I love it. Oh wait, is it Heather that said that? Oh no, it's Helby. Helby said that. I like what you just said there. This is your incarnation. You are here doing this for a reason. Being incarnated as a human is really hard to do. And there's a lot like at risk. You risk forgetting who you are or what you're doing, getting kind of like stuck in a cycle. But oh, the possibilities for expansion. I love that arrow. Where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? Okay. What have we got in store for us today? The Six of Swords reversed is what we drew. As you can see, There are prompts on the card. I'm going to read that prompt so that I'm not influencing your initial interpretation of this card. That's very important. You may be open to changes that need to be made, but there's something in your way. The reverse Six of Swords is encouraging you to keep moving forward. Continue to work outside of your comfort zone. And the upright means there's a state of transition where you're being forced out of your comfort zone or a difficult past, and you're headed toward uncharted territory. This move is crucial for your growth, whether you're wanting it or not. Take the time to reflect on any emotional baggage you may be carrying as you're moving between phases and see what you may be able to leave behind. So this is the Six of Swords. The reversed is you may be open to changes that need to be made, but there's something in your way. The reverse Six of Swords is encouraging you to keep moving forward. Continue to work outside of your comfort zone. And the upright, again, is there's a state of transition where you're being forced out of your comfort zone or a difficult past, and you're headed toward uncharted territory. This move is crucial to your growth, whether you're wanting it or not. Take the time to reflect on any emotional baggage you may be carrying as you're moving between phases. See what you may be able to leave behind. Thank you, Helvi, for advocating for your system in the way that you did. Helvi requested that I read the card twice. And your accommodations are not an inconvenience. I know that that's the world you were raised in, probably. But in this world, if I can accommodate you, if I can make it to where you have a more expansive experience, I'm going to do it. That's the whole point of me being in this space, is to connect with all of you. It's hard to communicate your needs. So, well done. Okay. So, we've been talking. I'm going to influence you now, okay? And take the glasses off because of the glare. What's interesting is this is not in conflict with, like, kind of the message I was getting before I even got started with this, but it's not, okay? So, one of the projects that I'm working on, actually with Ocean is also the steward of the coven. And so, as a steward of the coven, it is their responsibility to tend to the needs of the coven, to listen to uh, how we can support their practice better, right? So, Ocean and I are writing interactive workbooks. We have an interactive workbook for foundations, and now we're doing one for the coven, which is called the Guild, the Spellcrafters Guild. And this is the intention of this workbook, is to be a support for your magical practice, a practice that is meaningful to you, that serves a purpose, right? And so yesterday I was working on creating like a worksheet for new moon workings and full moon workings within the tradition that is outlined in the Grimoire of the Ungovernable. These worksheets I want to like actually add into the Grimoire of the Ungovernable so that witches can understand, why do we do full moon and new moon workings? What is this? Why is it so important? Right? Most witches today, they do new moon and full moon workings because that's what you do on new moons and full moons, but they don't really have a plan, right? It's not a part of their big picture. It's just like a snapshot into what they're doing in that moment. It doesn't have to be that way. You can have a plan. And the thing with new moons and full moons is it's like it's as if you are allowing your life to breathe, right? Whereas right now you're pretty much holding your breath because you're in survival mode. But a on a new moon, you take a breath in, you are receiving, and on your full moon, you are letting go, releasing that breath to make space for the new breath. And so there's this cadence to it, this in and out breathing. And this card is talking about there is just something you're not fully exhaling on. Uh, and though this is whatever this thing is, it's scary and outside of your comfort zone, you can do it with this practice of, exploring outside of your comfort zone and then releasing the things that you're finding, the beliefs that are holding you back from being able to fully embody this, whatever it is you're manifesting. And I know that this is like kind of broad, so I want to dial it in. For example, um, for example, you, hold on, let me go through the Rolodex of possibilities in my mind. Outside of your comfort zone. You love to sing. You love singing. Singing makes you feel like you are being embraced by the gods, right? It feels like prayer to you. And you have always seen yourself in front of a bunch of people sharing this, just singing with a bunch of people, but you have terrible stage fright that is rooted from when you tried out for a play in elementary school and you were embarrassed because you couldn't hit the note and everybody laughed. And so you just stopped singing in front of other people, right? So there's this dynamic here. The world that you're wanting to manifest, the thing that you want, is singing in front of people. But what you have right now is this crippling fear of being judged, right? Or being perceived even, right? So what you do is you start embracing opportunities to get out of your comfort zone. So you sign up for the open mic night, okay? Or karaoke. You go to something like that, some low pressure something, and you are terrified, right? But you do it. This is facing a danger rush, is what I call it. It's where your body thinks that you're going to die, but you're not actually going to die. So you get out of your comfort zone and you embrace this opportunity to have the life that you want, right? Even though it might be clumsy. And when you're doing that, your mind's kind of freaking out. You sit and ask yourself, what am I believing about this that is creating this emotional reaction? What am I believing about this? Right? I believe they're all going to laugh at me. And so in that moment, you start a conversation with yourself. And so what if they all laugh at you? Like, what does that mean? Right? You're going through this release. You're identifying, I have a belief that everyone's going to laugh at me. So I need to release that belief, do the work to release that belief. Okay? There is something about, so you have this thing that you really want to do, but there is something that is holding you back. Something you still, this belief about whatever this is, this new thing that you just can't quite let go, or you're refusing to look at because it was just so embarrassing when you were a kid, right? Okay. So that's what this is talking about is there's this like you are about to do this big transition. You're real close to the end of this like big transition, but to make that final step, you've got to let go of that last little thing. Okay. There's just like an unfinished business. There's this unfinished business kind of thing. There's something that you're clinging to. So, what is it? All right. So now we got to look at what you're in resistance to or in denial of that's making it to where you're not able to see whatever that unfinished business is that you need to let go of. The Two of Swords reversed. So this is what you're in resistance to or in denial of. I'm going to read the reversed twice, and then I'm going to flip it and then read the upright twice. All right. You're faced with a difficult choice, and it's one that you must make. Delaying the decision will only make matters worse. Sifting through the advice of others may be overwhelming. Listen to your intuition and go with your gut, especially if you're stuck in the middle of something. Okay. And again, you're faced with a difficult choice, and it's one that you must make. Delaying the decision will only make matters worse. Sifting through the advice of others may be overwhelming. Listen to your intuition and go with your gut, especially if you're stuck in the middle of something. And the upright of this, the Two of Swords is often related to balance and relationships. You're having a hard time maintaining partnerships, and you're getting caught in the middle of arguments. See this as a caution. Like a person in the card, you may be choosing to keep the blindfold on. Avoiding issues won't make them go away. Okay. And again, the Two of Swords is often related to balance and relationships. You're having a hard time maintaining partnerships, and you're getting caught in the middle of arguments. See this as a caution. Like a person in the card, you may be choosing to keep the blindfold on. Avoiding issues won't make them go away, right? So you are in resistance or in denial of the fact that you're of this, right? So think about that. What does this mean to you? Think of this card as like that friend that tells you exactly like it is, right? Yeah, that's all great, but remember this? That's what this card is. Okay. So with this card, uh, when I see this card come up, usually there's a dynamic going on where you are kind of a mediator. You're involved in two different worlds, and you are keeping one foot in both worlds because you know that They don't go together. These 2 worlds are incompatible. There's an intolerance of one of the groups that you're engaging in, right? Or and you are find yourself in this position of trying to, like, keep the peace or trying to, like, um, be small enough not to catch attention and still kind of participate, right? You don't want to say anything how you really feel, because if you said how you really felt, like, it would burn a bridge in some way. You believe that if you said what you really thought, uh, if you just were like, "You're both wrong," uh, there's this finality to it, but this card is saying there needs to be a finality to it, because you choosing both means that you are there isn't room for what you want, because you're playing it safe, or you think you're playing it safe. But what you're really doing is you're immobilized by indecision. You're like, but I love them, but they're fucking assholes, right? Their choices create chaos or harm, and you are still like not communicating your boundaries and how it's influencing you, right? So there's this like turning a blind eye to things, or genuinely not knowing. You like, I don't know which decision to make because both kind of have some problems. And this is where you need to listen to your gut. Like, you got to listen to your gut. And that is that is listening to your physical body. What is your physical body telling you about these dynamics when you are around this group or in this group? What does your physical body say? Is it exhausting to be around them? Do you feel inspired when you leave that dynamic? Right? When they say listen to your gut, it's listening to your second mind, the mind of your body. Okay? Does that make sense? If your brain is the connection between your spirit and your like energetic body and your physical body, your gut is telling you what's going on, what your physical body is picking up on, the sensory information. Does that make sense? So pay close attention to what your physical body is telling you about the dynamic, and don't listen to what others have to say. And don't make your decisions based on what's you are not responsible for mitigating their emotions about whatever it is that you are doing with your life. That is not your responsibility. Even though you've been told that it is, it's not. It is your responsibility to make decisions that you are proud of. That's it. To be accountable when you're clumsy. Okay. So make a decision. There's some kind of something in your past, something you're still engaging with. You're thinking that you can bring it into this future, but you're not going to be able to. You got to be willing to let it go and boldly step forward in what you're doing. You can, and if you do that, it's going to be this amazing harvest, but you just got to be brave enough to do it. All right. I mean, this could also be something like, um, you really want to go to some, I don't know, like, some social gathering at a witchy shop, but your current friends think it's silly. Uh, and you are, like, trying to convince them that it's not silly and that it's important, but they're not doing it, so you are choosing not to go to this social thing at this witchy shop because you're afraid of what your friends are gonna think, right? And you're thinking that if you just wait long enough and just convince them, then they'll go with you and everything. This is one of those situations where it's like, do the thing. Just do the thing. You don't have to be caught in the middle of that kind of dynamic. There's a lot. Is this emotional, guys? Did I Yoda bomb you guys? Okay. You're allowed to be like, "Hey, Jen." My bar for, like, deeply emotional kind of stuff is, like, really high, and in this kind of dynamic, it's hard for me to read where you how things are being received. So, if you need support, let me know. It's hard to make changes in your life. It really is, especially if you're feeling alone or isolated. We How many of the decisions do you make about your life based on companionship in one way or another, right? That's such a valuable resource, and we make really hard choices because companionship is so important and being seen is so important. It's why we've poured so much time and resources and attention into creating spaces for you to make connections with people that are in alignment with you already, right? You're not as alone as you have been made to believe, and I know that you are feeling lonely right now. And the idea that you're having to leave, like, some kind of relationship in some way, a relationship behind to embrace this, like, new path, do something uncomfortable and outside of your comfort zone. Like, I get it, and if you need quick advice, to see how we respond in situations like that, that would be a great thing to connect with Silver. Just a quick, "What do I do?" Now, 15 minutes is not a lot of time for Silver to be able to really get into something with you. I would suggest booking a longer, like, do a resonance call, but, to expect any practitioner to be able to connect with you and give you sound advice rooted in where you are right now, that takes time. And so I would suggest, like, actually booking longer times for that. So, all right, guys. You're doing a good job. This is hard. This year is really hard. There's a lot going on. This year is exceptionally fast. This is what I was talking about back in January, where it's like, that you're about to jump on a horse-drawn carriage and ride off into the sunset in the direction of uh, your wildest dreams if you choose to jump on that carriage, because the horses are going fast. You just gotta But that doesn't change the fact that, have you ever ridden on the back of a horse or in a carriage? It is a wild ride. There's a lot going on, and that's how it feels, is like there's so much sensory information happening, and you're seeing this new world come in, and people are going, and When you're feeling overwhelmed like that, just pause and put your hand on your heart and take a deep breath. And just bring your attention back to being present right now. Just that is going to make a big difference. Silver's gonna be like, "I don't know what happened. I got so many bookings this morning." Oh, Leanne, I love that. Uh, our neurodiversity and our, um, beliefs, the way that we believe that our life works are like this. They're like this. They're like braided. They're like that. Your neurodiversity and your spirituality are so I mean, if you look at and this is like a science we're gonna go into neuroscience a little bit and, like, biology. Um, so the neurodivergent mind processes 50% more information at rest than what is considered typical. What do you think we're picking up on, right? Uh, also, there's so many comorbidities that go with neurodivergence, and when you look at these comorbidities from a perspective of witchcraft or sorcery, you it's like neurodivergence is the diagnosis of an oracle or a sorcerer or someone who practices magic. You have to be super sensitive. As someone with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, my fascia, uh, if you don't know about fascia and you have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I recommend you research what the role of fascia is and how our fascia make us human antennas, where we can pick up on changes in the weather. We can pick up on unbelievable things because our fascia is the way that it is. Does it make it nearly impossible for us to function in a capitalistic patriarchal society? Absolutely. Yes. In many ways, our neurodivergence makes us disabled if we are forced to engage in a world in a way that is incompatible with that deep sensitivity. So I actually wrote a book about it. It's called The Grimoire of the Ungovernable. I talk about the connection between neurodivergence and ancestral work and witchcraft and the tradition that we practice at the resource center is specially curated for neurodivergent magical practitioners and geared to repair our relationship with our life and each other because the way that we were raised was harmful. Okay, Helby. So currently, my current copy of the grimoire, I've already made a second, rewritten it. And as soon as that rewrite goes through the editing process, you'll get the second edition. We'll just send it to you as well. It's an evolving tradition. So much has changed in the 12 months since that grimoire was published. So much has changed that I had to update it with the current information. We actually have taken the coven that practices the tradition that is outlined in the grimoire, and it is federally recognized as a religious nonprofit, so a church. So even that has happened uh, just in the last 12 months. It's a lot. Okay, let's close out this working. I will be back tomorrow at the same time. In fact, tomorrow, I believe, is the belief release ritual with the coven. Yeah, we have manifestation and release rituals together every month. And we're creeping up on the full moon, so getting our systems prepared for releasing whatever belief we have identified as problematic together. All right. Hand on your heart and take a deep breath. Let's close out this working. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. I also wanted to point something out before I let you go. Starting in June, every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be reading my grimoire live. And it's kind of like a book club, right? So you can come, I'll read it live, and then we have an hour. So an hour reading and then an hour to just talk about it. So you can ask questions and I can share my life with you. You can engage with the other unbound witches who have been practicing this tradition for a minimum of 4.5 years. And it's wonderful. I would love to see you there. So if you're getting the that last edition, just come every Wednesday. Come on Wednesdays and hang out, and we can talk about it. All right. Remember, witches, until I see you again, if you can't be good at it. All right. Bye.